Welcome to the Popish Plot. I'm Nate.
I'm Jessica.
And I'm Mike.
And today, we are here with our Saints in Space theme for our game show.
Yes, we couldn't do a whole summer of space and not do a game show about saints, that something had to do with space. So I decided that we would work on something for the future.
Ooh.
When Europeans first ran into Americas, they had to go and, name the different things, and they had to make a patron saint of the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, in the case of the Americas, every single, place is named after Mary in some way, because there was no native saints, because, Christianity just showed up there.
That's right.
Okay.
But what if we got ahead, and we figured out places that people have discussed colonizing in the future, and then made saints for them, so that we didn't have to be like, quick, someone, Mary's got a lot of titles, let's give her a couple more.
So they can take them with them.
Exactly.
I got you.
Okay, so like if they're gonna go and say, just as for instance, if they were gonna go and set up a colony on Venus, we could give them, here's the person that's going to be the patron saint of the Venusian colony.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, because this is patron saints.
We all know who should be the patron saint of Venus.
Okay.
Saint Drago, the patron of those people who are physically unattractive. It's the ironic choice for Venus.
It is. So, because there is, no set number of people that could be a patron for anything, there's no set number you need for each one of these besides at least one for each location, and then a reason why they are that saint.
Not like the game where we had to pick 12.
Yeah, it's not a volleyball game. We don't need a whole team. So, I looked at, classic sci-fi and, realistic things people are trying for locations people might theoretically in the future have, colonies where people are living there, not just staying there for a bit and then leaving, but, a whole, their whole ecosystem.
Permanent colony.
Yep. So, of course, the first two are the most obvious ones of, theoretically, it almost seems possible, of who would be the patron saint or saints of the moon, and who would be the patron saint or saints of a permanent colony orbiting the Earth. I checked, the International Space Station does not count already as a permanent colony because everyone's moving back and forth, but, they're going to live there for their whole lives type thing. I assume it's going to be much bigger than the space station.
No, we're going to need one of those rings.
Or cylinder.
Yes.
Yes.
Number 3 is, of course, Mars. And then, in the not likely to happen within our lifetime or the lifetime of anyone who would pay attention to the show, the Asteroid Belt in some way. Because there's so many sci-fi from like the 50s, 60s where they're, mining the Asteroid Belt, or, each asteroid that has a big size was like a little stop where essentially like a town in Montana, where the definition of a town is there's a stop sign, a post office, and a liquor store.
Not in that order.
It could be the same building.
Actually, the one I drove through was the post office and the liquor store were the same building.
In front of the stop sign. And then, alas, for the far-reaching one, Alpha Centauri.
Nice.
You've played the best version of The Sims ever, and you are now off into space.
All right, and we're back with time to answer questions.
Yes. We probably cut a huge chunk of time out while we were all frantically going, who's a saint that makes this go sense?
Frantic.
And during the entire time, I'm confident that you have the Jeopardy theme song going through your head.
Yep.
Even though it is a 30-second song.
And none of us argued with each other about stealing somebody else's idea.
Because we didn't even look.
Nope.
Given how you are wearing a shirt that has a moon on it, and the moon is the first one, you may start with your patron saints for when we colonize the moon.
I chose Blessed Chiara, Luce, Badano.
Okay, and because?
2 reasons. 1, she was born after the first moon landing, and it seems very appropriate. 2, her given name was Chiara Badano. Luce is a nickname. because she reflected the light of Christ. In the same way, the moon reflects the light from both the sun and the earth. It generates no light of its own.
Also, by the time we have this done, she'll probably be a saint by the time we colonize the moon.
We hope so. Plus, it's just fun to say Chiara.
All right. And then, in the artisanal way of I usually skip me the first time, your turn.
My turn. Kind of sort of the same why, but completely different who.
Okay.
I have not only picked a saint, but I have given this saint a new title.
Ooh.
Because, as Mike...
Well, I mean, patroness of the moon.
As Mike so aptly pointed out, the moon does not generate its own light. It merely reflects the light of the sun. And if we're really going to talk about reflecting the light of the sun, who do we think of but Mother Mary? Mm-hmm. Therefore, she will be renamed, for this particular case, Our Lady of the Blessed Reflection. The moon colony can therefore be named Reflection Colony.
It'll be very tranquil. Like, there's a whole sea of tranquil there.
Yeah.
There's also Sea of Fecundity.
Well, we can't name it after everything.
So yes, Mother Mary, Our Lady of the Blessed Reflection.
All right. I chose multiple saints for everything because why have one saint when you could have more than one saint?
Smorgasbord.
So for the moon, I have a wide variety of reasons. Mm-hmm. First, I have Saint Christopher because he's a patron saint of travelers, and that is likely the first place we will travel to.
Already have.
Been there.
Well,
Done that.
for staying.
Yes.
But yes, that was, well, technically we went in near with orbit, then out. But yeah, but still, the first location. Two, in a number of art of him, they made him dog-faced due to a very complicated medieval reason. But the important thing I'm going with is
So complicated.
It's the moon. Clearly, he is the patron saint of werewolves, which the moon is in charge of.
It makes sense.
Yep. My next choice is Saint Pope Paul VI, because he was the Pope when we landed on the moon, and therefore the Pope of the moon. Mm-hmm. And my third choice for the moon is Saint Phoebe, because she was clearly probably named after a moon goddess. And she's also a patron saint of, like, travelers and hospitality, so the travel thing works because the moon is very far away.
She would also work for the Asteroid Belt, since there is an asteroid named Phoebe.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't there also a moon of one of the planets called, like, Phobos?
Yes.
Probably, because, again...
One of the moons of Mars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But Phobos and Phoebe are not nearly the same thing.
No.
Mm-hmm. All right, and then we have, for our permanent orbital space station that is a city just floating up in the sky.
So, I went with my thought of the permanent orbital city that is, or orbital space station that is just a city up in the sky. I looked to science fiction, and you always had like the space station that was an entire belt around the Earth, kind of a thing. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I decided I would go with Saint Alexius of Rome.
Okay.
As he is the patron saint of belt makers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
For all of mine, I just went with one. That way I could really specialize and dial it in.
Okay. So, who are your choices for this space station that's permanent living around the Earth?
So, I'm envisioning this as a O'Neill sphere, which I know are typically theorized as to be the Lagrange points, but it's a permanent station. It's pretty big. Maybe it's cylindrical on the inside. So, I've chosen St. Brendan the Navigator, who was known for wandering around the ocean and apparently finding a lost island, which may or may not have been Newfoundland. Mm-hmm. So, for the island of the sky, St. Brendan.
All right.
And like Nate, I just picked one for each.
Okay. For the orbit, I figured this is very technological because we aren't even on land. We're just floating through space. So I figured patron saints of like internet and technology should be in charge. So I've got Saint Isidore of Seville for the internet. Mm-hmm. Saint Carlo because, he knows how to fix the Game Boy that's running everything. And then, just because it's super technical and super sciencey, Saint Ignatius of Loyola, because there's probably a bunch of Jesuits who are in charge of making these stuff. Mm-hmm. You think maybe he should be on the moon. Be like, no, that's too obvious.
All right. So we're now to the third question. I believe this one is your turn to go first.
So we're going with Mars. So my first choice for Mars is my go-to saints of St. James and John, because there are storms with electricity on Mars.
Boom.
Next, because we
Can we go on the Lady of Samaritans now? No. Oh.
Next, because clearly, as seen by various films involving, stuff on Mars, possibly an attempt to, once again, save Matt Damon from things.
Matt Damon.
It's important to terraform Mars. So, St. Martha, she's in charge of hospitality. She will get it done.
Mm-hmm.
And because you have to...
And complain about how her sister isn't helping.
Yes. And because, as we learned for people who watch Doctor Who, you have to be very careful of the waters of Mars. I decided that the woman at the well would be the third choice for safe, water. And apparently, according to tradition, her name is Saint Philotina? I wrote it out. I had to look it up.
Fotini?
Fotini? But anyway, Fotini! Saint Woman at the Well.
Love it. Love it.
So.
All right. So Mars. Mm-hmm. So my thought process was Mars is red.
True.
Red is the color generally attributed to a martyr. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Therefore, Mars's patron saint, the Mars colony's patron saint should be a martyr saint. And as Mars will likely be the first planet that we colonize, mm-hmm. Why not use the first martyr for its colony's patron saint? So Saint Stephen.
All right. And who is your choice for Mars?
Well, based on the color, I'm a little surprised Nate didn't go with St. Rufus, but that's okay.
Well, there's 9 of them.
Indeed.
The Roof Eye. Or would they be Rufus Eye?
Rufuses?
Rufuses?
So instead of the color, I decided to go with a pun.
Okay.
So for the patron saint of Mars, I have chosen Saint Martin of Tours. Not only is the name Martin very close to Mars, but also he was a soldier, so very much associated with the Roman god of war. And he will be known by the title Saint Martin the Martian.
Oh, love it.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Or Uncle Martin.
All right, that means I believe we start with you for Asteroid Belt.
So, for the Asteroid Belt. What is with the Asteroid Belt? As we keep discussing, in science fiction, primarily used for mining. Therefore, I went to the mines. I am going to, I'm going to audible a third saint to the 2 I already selected.
Ooh.
So, Saint Hippolytus of Rome, the first known anti-pope, who was sentenced to the mines of Sardinia, just to get him out of the Roman emperor's hair. And one of the popes he opposed, Saint Pontian. Pope Saint Pontian, who was also banished to the mines of Sardinia, so that he might good saints of mining. Mm-hmm. Now, of course, Hippolytus, even though he was the first anti-pope, is a saint because eventually he reconciled with the church.
Yes. And quite literally, the Pope. Why they're in the mines
right
together.
There. Although Pontian had resigned the office so that there could be a functional pope. But, he's still a priest and everything, so It's all good. And, while we're doing mining, we might as well do the formal patroness of mines, St. Barbara. So, St. Hippolytus, St. Pontian, and St. Barbara for the vast dispersal known as the Asteroid Belt. Although, now I'm also thinking that St. Alexius would have been a good one, since it's known as a belt.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I kind of broke from the whole belt thing, but the thought occurred to me, what's in the asteroid belt? Well, it's a whole lot of rock. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of rock. And, I mean, if we're going to talk about saints and talk about rocks, who else would we be talking about but the saint who is the Rock?
Saint Simon the Rock Johnson.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So St. Peter is, in my opinion, the first choice for a asteroid belt colony.
The Cathedral of St. Peter on Ceres. That'll be awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
All right. I went with the fact that there's going to be many, many little things for the asteroid belt, so there's not just going to be one overriding saint. Mm-hmm. So I figured even though usually you already pick St. Moses, and therefore he would already be represented, I went with all the Desert Father and Mothers and the Stylites, because they were all very alone and by themselves. Either collectively, and then each, little rock has its own, particular one within the group, or just in general, but,
St. Pambo.
I like it. I like
Nice.
it.
And I believe that means you...
We are on to Alpha Centauri, and I get to go first?
Yep.
So...
Way out there, man. Way out there.
Alpha Centauri, broken down to initials, is AC.
Mm-hmm. The patron saint of air conditioning. I didn't know we had one, but let's hear your hot take.
No. This one. Once I picked it, I found it actually fit in more ways. But I went looking for saints whose initials were AC. But technically,
would you also accept CA?
But I found a CA in Carlo Acutis, or as it would be if he was filed in a filing cabinet, Acutis, Carlo.
AC, baby.
AC. Also, he was a avid video gamer, and there is a video game out there called Starfield where you travel through space, and one of the primary settled systems is the star system of Alpha Centauri.
Because it's right there.
So therefore, being the patron saint of video games, and being also an AC, if you will, he should be the patron saint of the first colony on in the system of Alpha Centauri.
Nicely done.
All right, and who did you pick?
I chose St. John the 23rd because there's nothing I associate with faster than light travel more than a fat Italian.
Fat Jack. Fat Jack is your patron for faster than light travel.
Absolutely. Good Pope John, who when asked how many people work in the Vatican, said about half.
Not St. John, because he ran faster than Paul or Peter, but Fat Jack.
Well, of course, because St. John's on Mars playing with the electrical storms caused by the dust devils.
That's fair.
So St. John the 23rd,
and I call him Fat Jack out of love. It's purely out of love.
Totally out of love.
All right. Well,
much like what was the other one? Was it Joey Pizza?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Joey Pizza.
Giuseppe Piazza. Joey Pizza.
All right. My choice for Alpha Centauri was, as I was getting this off of, just like classic sci-fi and stuff, I went with the most obvious default things. First, I'm pretty sure Alpha Centauri has it's a 3-star system, so I went 3, names, because, that works. So, the two main big star ones are, of course, Adam and Eve. We're restarting. We're traveling, next star system over.
A new start.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
And then, because, we're going to have to take some sort of, arc all the way over there to get to it, Noah is the third one.
All right.
Oh, because it's a trinary system. You should have gone with Elizabeth of the Trinity.
Yes, but that wasn't too on the nose. I was going with,
she really wanted to be obvious.
On the nose.
Love it. Love it. Olaf Stapleton would be very proud of you.
All right, so those are our answers for the patron saint of the first colonies established in these locations. For those of you who are wanting to play at home, those locations again are the Moon, Earth orbit, Mars, the asteroid belt between Earth and Mars, and...
No. It's past Mars.
Between Mars and Jupiter.
Oh, it's between Mars and Jupiter. You're right. The asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter, and the Alpha Centauri star system.
Although, we may have just started a new conspiracy theory. You heard it here first. There's a secret asteroid belt between the Earth and Mars.
It's just one comet that's spinning around.
And the government doesn't want you to know.
They don't want you to know.
Or inversely, it's all the trash that we've accidentally or on purpose set out there. It's populated by a wild water bear population.
We attempted to shoot it into the sun. It didn't quite make it, and somehow got picked up into that orbit.
It's all just spent booster stages.
All right. So, again, comment below with who you would pick for all these things. If you liked our choices, if you're
don't like our
in the world, would you
choices.
pick that safe for that place?
And don't feel like you have to do all 5 if you've got a really good idea for one of them.
Also, while she's on the subject of if you like them or if you didn't like them, if you feel we missed the bar, there was an obvious choice for this one and we didn't pick them,
Which is almost certainly true.
almost certainly true, tell us down in the comment section.
Give us a like, subscribe to our channel, ring the church bell to be notified the next time we play a game show.
And until next time, remember to live your faith.
Love your faith.
Share that love.